Good evening, everybody. Welcome to John Madacey Academy again. This time, local derby. Thames Valley Cavaliers visit the Reading Rockets. In the house again with my main man, Matthew Johnson.
Thank you so much, Mark.
What good intro.
Main man as well. I'm the only man you ever do this with.
Yeah, generally, yes.
Not much of a compliment.
No, but, you know, you've got to take it how you want.
Yeah, no, I'll take it.
So, good old evening tonight.
Tuesday evening game.
Yeah, love it. I love a midweeker.
EuroLeague.
EuroLeague, yeah. Is the EuroLeague on this evening?
No, I don't know.
Then there's only one place to be, and that's with us.
At JMA.
At JMA.
Well, not at JMA, because COVID rules, so you can't come to JMA.
You can't. Just as we see the boss arriving.
Yeah.
Anyway, Thames Valley come in. They're a good roster, coming off the back of a Lynch Trophy loss.
Yeah.
However, close one. Played Solent tough.
Yeah.
Going to be a good one for them tonight, you think?
Yeah, and I think credit to Thames Valley and Solent on putting on a competitive final. We don't like any games being played where your one team's getting a big run out, and I just think that the Solent's kind of big game experience, I think they coached it really well. I think it was a good battle between coaches, players, the whole thing. Lewis Champion went down injured, comes back in the game. Just performances from I think Andre Arisol really was the difference maker in that game. He paced them, he shot the ball really well, and I think they did. I think credit to Solent, Mark, on that one, that they really did manage to kind of stop Thames Valley's offence in a way that I haven't seen for a while. Really clever, really physical. They got things right. So, yeah, tough one. And you never want to play a team that's just lost their last game, right?
No, I mean, do you think it's a case of they will come back stronger? Will they have a bit of a hangover? How do you think they play this evening?
Well, it's really interesting, that, isn't it? All the sports psychologists that will be out there will be saying, well, it's how you package it up, and it's what you do with the pain of the loss and stuff like that. But it's a weird season, weird rosters. You can feel a little bit of a hangover. You haven't played well. You can come in and get that straight off your back by literally coming in and getting everything out, or the aggression out, and the frustration of missing out on maybe the silverware that could have been important for you. So I don't know, but I know that people generally at this level don't have two bad games, or so it's going to be really tough. I think Rockets have had a really good win against Essex as well, and an underrated, talented roster, Essex.
Yeah.
And a really good, by the way, like I know you always promote the live stream, and I think Essex University, they're doing a really nice job getting stuff out, lots of adverts, talking about the community. We like to see all that kind of stuff going on, don't we?
Agreed. They put on a good performance, and of course tonight I think we're across two channels, so you can catch us on stereo in stereo on the Rockets YouTube channel, and I think we're also on the Basketball England YouTube channel. I have an eye on Basketball England YouTube channel, so you can send me those comments this evening. I will obviously pass this on to Matt. Matt is covering the Reading Rockets channel, so if you are on there, feel free.
If you've got any interesting comments, post it on mine, and we'll have more elevated discussions.
Yeah, I prefer banter and funny quips on mine.
Yeah, you do, yeah. That's actually
possible.
quite true, yeah. Serious basketball comments, so I'm all about. Nothing about referees, because Richard Stokes is always watching somewhere, and he will come and tell you off.
Was Richard here last week?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
I enjoyed Richard coming.
And can I
Richard,
tell you?
if you're watching,
thank
you for commenting on the Biro fountain pen issue.
Oh, brilliant, yeah, brilliant.
Enjoyed it.
But I know we talked about it a lot, but the way now I was talking to Richard, who's EuroLeague head of referees as well, for those of you that weren't with us before, and he was saying how great it is for him to have games being streamed, because they can watch literally from their front room, and they can be talking about straight away to the referees after the game, look, you need to look at this clip, this clip, this clip, and it's brilliant. We talk a lot about, me and you have a rule on Friday nights, we don't talk about COVID, but
we do not.
It's Tuesday night now, and I think some amazing things we always knew were going to come out of this really difficult time, and one of them is our ability to use media in a much more healthy way as well. So I, for one, am loving the fact that I've got about 5 referees every weekend saying, oh, is that gone? Is that? I said, yeah, it's already on YouTube, go and watch it, it's brilliant.
Yes, totally agree. It was great to have the head of EuroLeague officials here. That was really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, the use of it going a bit wider is always good for the kind of basketball community.
Yeah.
Make the game win, right?
Yeah, And I've tagged that as many places I possibly can.
I want somebody, at least in the stream, to write hashtag make the game win. We've been pushing it for a while.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like it's only me and you saying it.
Yeah, like I thought it was going to go much better than it has done.
At least 4 people.
Yeah, like when we came up with it, like in March last year, at the start of COVID, about making the game win.
Yeah.
Like I thought people would like, really get behind it. That's why I got 300 T-shirts made.
I don't think you should have got the logo on your car.
Yeah, that was a bit
too far.
Bit full on, but I thought we were going to do it. From the Rockets side, as you say, great win for me against Essex. I think it was one of the better performances I've seen them put together so far this year.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that one? Obviously, Sam Tolawese, O'Showen, the Show Williams, getting himself in the team of the week because of it. You know, they did good.
Yeah, but not only that, I think what we've been looking for with this group is a kind of collective togetherness where people know what they need to do when they need to do it. And I think the stat that sticks out for me, Sam Tolawese scores 25, but he scored on 75% shooting, which says he's only taking the right shots. You know, and for me, when you're doing that, there's a lot of respect then goes to the coaching team, that goes to the players as well. You know, it's not easy to put a team in Division 1 and to compete. O'Showen has proven that he's, a big-time player, is scoring in nearly every game. But not only that now, defensively, you're starting to see, Coach Keane put his fingerprint on them as well. So that's definitely the way that he's going to go. And a new player in today, Ashley Kitchen, is in today from the academy as well, his first game. I'm not sure if his mum's watching. She's probably watching from the kitchen. Thank you.
Well, they're very good. Yeah, hopefully, looking forward to seeing a new player in the lineup and hopefully get some minutes. Let's just head over to the rosters for a minute now.
Yeah.
We'll just go starting with Thames Valley. In 0, it's Williams, Hakeem Silawares, 1, Blaine Freckleton in 7, ex-Rocket from 7 years old, actually 10.
Oh, no. Can we talk about Lewis when he was young? His mum and grandma must be watching on here. Come on, Michelle, if you're watching, give us a shout.
Lewis's new baby boy as well, I think, made it onto the screen of the trophy final,
Amazing.
which was cool. I thought
Amazing.
It was so, Lewis champion in 8, Taylor Johnson in 12.
Yeah.
Charles Aquad Davis in 10, Toluwa Kukunya in 14, Smith, Otero, Sokoli, Martin and Gums Williams make up the rest of the Thames Valley roster.
Charles Aquad Davis and Bernard Hetro both have been giving these guys some minutes, Mark, and both played on our D4 team and a bit. And Charles actually Division 1 a couple of years back now, and then went off to Europe, I think. Spent a year in maybe France, but someone else will know that better than me.
Actually, when I saw Thames Valley last year, it may have been when we saw them in Nottingham last year.
Yeah.
It was good last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the Reading Rockets, starting 5, O'Showen Williams, Reece Pinnock, Ben Dixon, Sam Tolawese and Lee Ohm Francis make up the starters. Kitchen Maitland, Chuck Duru, Sam Grant, KV Live, Jacob Satautis and new-ish boy Jazz Baines.
Yeah. No, don't feel new though, does it?
Shot it again well on the weekend against Essex.
Yeah, and also defended really well. So the matchups you got to look for tonight, aren't they? I mean, Silla is an absolute handful, and I know you're the Hakeem Silla fan club.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys in NBL 1 who are, if I do have a kind of
bromance.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Slight bromance with
the basketball crush.
Yeah, then Silla's 1.
Yeah, he's in there. He's definitely in your top 1.
Easily in the top 1.
But I would say Silla's such a handful because he gives them so many second efforts. Interestingly, he's not the guy that you just throw it into and he plays one-on-one and spins everywhere, but he comes out with 20 and 15 in so many games. He just gives them so much extra. So you've got to watch out for that. I mean, bringing in Kai Williams, who's BBL veteran as well, and got some silverware there at Newcastle, and then Taylor Johnson, obviously probably one of the better imports in the league. Been out injured recently, he's back in. Lewis champion, as we all know, and Blaine Freckleton, and those 3 guys are capable of scoring a lot at any time. So defensively, Rockets are going to have to be really good on the perimeter, and they're also going to have to make those 3 guys defend, because if Taylor Johnson and if Lewis and all that lot, if they get going, this is going to be a handful for anybody.
Players will just take a knee just prior to tip. Yeah, totally agree with you. Thames Valley is bordering on a BBL kind of level roster.
They were 30 seconds away from beating Surrey, right? And Surrey just beat Newcastle. So big hello to Ali Sabai and also to Sandra the Cakes Minchin.
We're off, and it's Dixon with an early 3. That one's in and out and right on cue. Silla clears the first board, and it's Freckleton, and the Cavaliers are out and running. Blaine gets an early look, defended really well by Reece Pinnock.
Yeah, good matchup.
This is Kai Williams, goes through ex-Rocket Lewis champion, favours that left hand and goes straight to the pull-up and makes his first. That's a 3 for Lewis champion.
And that's a high-level 3 mark as well, coming off that to his left hand. Tough to stop that one.
And this man of the week last week is Toloese. He just blows by Silla and gets a layup. Yeah,
good to see as well. We're talking about that, aren't we? Rockets have got to make this team defend on every possession. Nothing easy, nothing cheap, because they score so highly. Kai Williams on that pick and pop.
Sorry to cut you off, mate. Yeah, Freckleton with the high screen and roll, and this is Silla inside. Not known for kind of offensive prowess, and champion gets to the diving Silla. Back rims it and cleared by Leon France, and he'll put this one on the deck himself. Little stutter step and goes at Kai Williams, just throws it at the backboard and nothing doing.
Yeah, and we talked about that, didn't we? That's a 3-on-2, 4-on-2. That's got to be a layup. I mean, you can't just put your body into someone and then just chuck it up off the rim. It's too difficult. Those 2 shots there for Rockets have got to be better.
And there's another one of the danger guys, is Freckleton, who's fouled as he turns the corner. And quite a simple set there from Cavaliers, just a little box. It's into Silla and a little handoff, and it need to defend that a bit better.
But we'll have a look on that on the board later on, Mark, because what's difficult is the fact that it's Silla and it's Kai Williams, and Rockets have got to know who it is you're guarding. Silla is not going to pop. He's not going to step out and shoot it. Whereas Kai Williams, when he sets the same screen, he's going to pop. And so we need to know what we can switch. We need to know what we can stay with. So really important that Rockets are in tune with that straight away.
Freckleton goes 2 of 3 so far. 1 more to come.
Yep. Jacob Dearman says, let's rock.
Just checking
Not
in.
that kind of party.
People joining now on the Basketball England stream. Thanks for joining us, and the Rocket stream picking up as well.
And I'm pretty sure that Coach King would have said, don't give them any easy threes. And we've just given up, that's 6 points off a 3 and then fouling a 3.
Absolutely, and the Rockets' early movement slightly better than usual. Pinnock with an early 3. Long on this one, it's Dixon on the rebound. Nobody can clear it, and it's finally in the hands of Silla, and a deeper outlet goes to Freckleton. He's out and running. He's got champion on his left. He takes it all the way himself. Backboard, but then cleared by Leon Francis, and Kai Williams picks one up. And here's Silla again. And good recovery from the Rockets, who seem to rotate, but leave.
We just left. Liam and Pinnock just left the wide open shooter.
And it's Dixon out and running the other way and makes an easy 2. It's good energy early from the Rockets. This is champion.
Pretty much 3 for 3 though. Here's that high ball screen.
Stiller on the roll. Little runner from champion doesn't get this one to go, and it's the athletic O'Show Williams.
Yeah, an absolutely right thing to
Rockets. Tries to drop it down into Toloese. It looked like it hit the hip of a Cavaliers player. It's out of bounds.
And let's keep an eye on this, Mark. That's 3 transitions that have come up with 0. So 3 transitions for Rockets early. So you can tell the coaches are asking for pace, but they also want decisions and poise. We don't want to be turning it over. We want the right guy with the ball at the end. And on the other side, Thames Valley are asking for open 3s, and they've got 3 of them all of a sudden.
This is Taylor Johnson, who is very capable of a 30-point night very easily. He just misses that one early.
Yeah, and foul called.
Picks himself up a cheap foul against Leon Francis. That one on Taylor Johnson, and we just get a moment to catch our breath. It's the Cavaliers leading this one 9-4, 7:17 to go in the quarter. Dixon on the ball for Rockets, going towards O'Show and Williams. There's a bit of confusion about who's going where, and it's Toloese just not quite with it, and the shot clock's already at 15. Yeah. This is now Pinnock and O'Show, and again, just a little bit disjointed. We've seen this before from Rockets, and it's probing Pinnock, doesn't find anything. O'Show with 4 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and that's just bailout time by Toloese.
Dropped off to Pinnock. He just can't finish. Really nice on the boards from Toloese. Pinnock doesn't finish, and you just don't want Reece to get his head down at the minute. Really, a real confidence guy, and he needs to keep his head up.
Yeah, and you know, you've picked out the old C word, haven't you, of confidence, and so is everyone. That's my discussion on it. Everyone plays better with confidence, but it's about getting the right shots, taking the right shots early, getting yourself a layup, getting yourself a free throw, get yourself some ticks on defense, do some good stuff, which is what we're more than capable of doing. But right now, it's what Thames Valley would have wanted. Good steal by O'Show, and again picked his pocket. Dixon on the run out again.
Nice from Dixon, who's got 2 early layups. Nice from the Rockets. Again, good hands from O'Showen, and this one's staying close. It's Freckleton and Johnson on the little handoff. Double high screen.
Yeah, they like that.
Johnson at Dixon. Goes down easy, and it's Silla on the roll and just lays it in.
And very nearly well defended as well.
Yeah, I thought he had a shout at that one.
Yep.
Rockets again. Early looked to be flowing a bit better. Little bit static on this one, and there's the screen and roll. Francis misses everybody on the screen, and that sort of loses the continuity, and it's champion outrunning. Taylor Johnson on the trail. He'll pull that one. Long, but cleared by Pinnock. Going the other way this time. Pinnock will just drive at Freckleton. Tolawese feels a lane, but Pinnock just manages to drive in and lifts one over the rim, and it's now 11-8.
Yeah, and this part here, Mark, is what we've talked about. After a score, is Rockets have got to be really crisp on that.
Great crossover by Champion, who goes left hand and one. Really nice from the ex-Rocket Lewis Champion, who goes right to left.
Yeah.
And just floats one over the rim.
Nice move as well. Good. We do pick up on this because we have quite a few youngsters that generally join us on the stream as well. Good one to take a look at as well. Champion's a real handful in that one-on-one, and particularly because he can shoot it as well. It's very difficult for one person to stay in front of him. Got to defend that really well.
Also interesting for Lewis Champion is, we've spoken recently about the pathway of Cam Hildreth going from a UK program into the US. Lewis pretty much exclusively in the UK, has been exclusive in the UK and has forged a pro career out of it. Yep. So, very good example for the youngsters. Was at Rockets, then Northumbria.
Yeah.
Bristol, and now it's Thames Valley. So, he's had a good pro career, finding himself in a good program growing up.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the action. It's Rockets with Francis through O'Show and Williams. It's going to be Pinnock and Dixon off the down screens. Gets a bit of room. Taylor Johnson stays in front. Nice step through from Pinnock. This one just rims off, and he battles with Silla, and it manages to stay with the Rockets.
Yep. And shout out to my wife and my son, Josh, who probably should be thinking about going to bed soon, if we're honest.
Bit
20 to 8. Not my wife, though. She should definitely not be yet.
Rockets on the baseline. They'll go through O'Shea and Williams.
Yeah, and that is
Champion is levelled on a screen by Leon Francis, and he's been levelled so much that he's managed to get himself down the other end after being hit. Leon Francis knocked him into the front court.
Yeah, and that one right there, when the defender gives up his body, gives up his position, you have to score.
Francis with a lot of bodies in the way, and he just barrels over Freckleton.
It's just a little bit too much too early, right, from Leon. We're 7 down, 5 minutes gone, and he's taken an early 3-on-1, got nothing. Now he's also just put his shoulder into people that are already set defenders, so that's one for the learning, isn't it?
He's one of those guys who sometimes needs a lot of touches and needs to be scoring to feel like he's contributing, and he hasn't scored, I don't think, in the first 5 minutes and 15 seconds, and you can see in his play, you can see he's feeling that.
Yeah,
he goes straight to the shoulder down.
But that's fine if the other team aren't scoring. So your defense has got to be great. Now this is a tough matchup for Chuck now on Silla. Switch to Tolawese. Silla goes in.
Good foot in the paint, just turns to the right, doesn't get it. This is what he does.
Yeah, absolutely. And fortunate to get away with that. This is the one to attack for O'Showen. And there you go again, right?
Yep. Great feed from Freckleton to Champion, who lays it over the rim, and it's bad from Chuck, really. Maybe it's a good angle from us standing up here. Freckleton's really stood in the passing lane.
You can't. I think when the players watch the film back as well, they'll just be frustrated because this is 17 points, of which you've just given 6 of them in transition on accidental turnovers or incidental, whatever you want to frame them. They're just the ball's in our hands and you're trying to throw it where something's not happening. We talked about being cohesive, didn't we? Being cohesive on offense is you're always one pass ahead. You're always aware of what the next guy's going to do, where his feet are. You're reading where the defence is. And it'd be something to watch on the film is to see who are the better passers on both groups. What you'll see them doing is watching the defence. You'll see them, they'll understand where their teammate is, but they'll watch where the defender is as well. That, to me, is something really important. And that could make a massive difference in this game when it comes down to, possessions. And this is nowhere near, it shouldn't be a 9-point game because, Rockets have turned it over 4 times with nothing. And there you go. There's the replay of Lewis just feeding on the scraps.
Yeah, but you can see it's easy for those guys to get out in transition, and this is Francis just forcing it a little bit, and that was the offensive foul on Freckleton. Be good to see, perhaps on the next time out, Matt, just keep your eye on the offense of Thames Valley. I've seen a 4 high set and a box set as well, just to see what they're doing. Be good to kind of draw that up on the board as we come back to the action. It's Rockets down 17-8.
Yeah, and high-scoring Thames Valley as well, and Rockets coming off scoring over 100 mark, remember? So get that reversal to the bigs, and that's the one they want for Showen Williams.
Better screen as well from Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck likes that one as well. Good-looking shot for him. Dixon challenging Silla.
Great work from Dixon.
Yeah, and that's the bit where we've got to be really clever. Another good rebound by Pinnock. Oh,
and got Freckleton's gone down on this end. We'll just keep an eye on him. It's Pinnock who now drives. It's 5-on-4. Rockets advantage. Finds O'Showen Williams and misses this one. And now secured by Thames Valley, and we'll just get a look at Freckleton, who's right below us. You may not be able to see on the stream because of where he's fallen.
I think he just got one right in like the solar plexus, right in the underneath the sternum. I just think he tried to stop Pinnock. And I just think if you can see right down there, Mark, that he just...
Yeah, certainly looking at his chest area.
Yeah.
May well have been, as you say, one straight in the chest that just takes the wind out of you.
Yeah.
Both trainers for Thames Valley and Reading are down there, just attending to Freckleton. He is moving.
Yep.
Grimacing.
Yeah, he is.
Slightly a good sign, I guess.
Yep. Big hello to Upstream Media. They've logged in. Do a great job getting all these Thames Valley games out to the masses. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, hello to everybody across both streams.
Yeah.
Nearly 100 my side at the minute, Matt.
Yeah, 50 on mine.
50 on you. I think this would be a good one to share. There can't be too many games being streamed this evening on a Tuesday night. I don't know what we're competing with, but
I think there's international bowls,
which you were actually a member.
Well, I don't like to talk about it, but 3 Mile Cross probably missing me.
Yeah, because of the lockdown. Their late import, the Welsh import into the squad.
I was young there. It felt great.
I was going to say you're the youngster, the rookie.
Yeah. Here's that 1-4 set that you're talking about.
Yep.
Where
they get angles for Johnson and for Champion.
Yeah, well defended until Champion puts a heat check up, and Dixon gets a skying rebound. Charles Acquire-Davis comes in.
Yep.
And right there, you've got between the two guards, Pete Reese and O'Showen, just throwing it out of bounds. That's the 3rd time we've thrown it straight out of bounds. We're 6.5 minutes in.
Yep.
So far in transition, Rockets are 2 from about 7.
Jazz Baines in for Pinnock.
Yep.
Here's that set again, Matt. Keep your eyes open to see the movements on it. High screen and roll, looking for the lob to Silla. They don't get it. He just comes, flashes high. Nothing doing a bit.
Yeah, and Tolaway's he's just got to stay on this. Yeah, good defence. Good defence, that one.
Yeah.
Matched up really well with that.
Absolutely. And here's Baines, who had a 12-point outing last time. O'Showen just flies to the rim and Silla gets out of his way to avoid a foul.
It's interesting, right? That's really interesting because that's what you saw. He just gets right out of the way and O'Showen just puts the burners on and goes straight at him.
And
I think good matchups for Rockets right now, apart from you can't go over the top of that Iverson cut.
Yep.
You have to go underneath that second one, unless Taylor Johnson's going to come off and make one. You have to make him make a shot first.
Davis just hounding Dixon, and Jazz feels it early. Back rims that one, maybe just getting his range in, and this is Acquired-Davis finds Champion. He'll slow it down and go back to this 1-4 set they've had some success with. Johnson ignores the Iverson cut this time. It just pulls up.
Exactly.
There you go, Matt. It's versatile.
And that's actually where the offense isn't the winner, Mark. That's the player. So he's using that Iverson, that over the top in 3 different ways so far.
Back to the screen roll as Toloezo's showing. They go on the drive, and it's Baines who gets a little lane but pulls it back out. O'Showen on the reversal.
And there it is.
Just drops it off to Toloezo, who lays in really nice offense from the Rockets.
And although Rockets are down 10 points at the moment, the issues now are getting stops because you've got Taylor Johnson got his eye in, and this is where Chuck's got to just be ready to help. That's it. And now this is Dixon's got the one-on-one.
Dixon, a good defender.
Yeah, good. And there you go. Now got to stay with it. No open threes. Open threes.
And he makes another. And Taylor Johnson is heating up.
Yeah, and the rule for that is simple, because the rule for that is that you can't let someone shoot from the spot that they caught it. And right there, you'll see it right underneath us. Dixon leaves him to it.
Underneath
nice pass by
Taylor
Toloezo.
Johnson, who leaves to double team Toloezo. Leaves a wide open Dixon. Great find by Sam.
Yeah.
And it goes easy for the Rockets. They need to get a stop on this end. It's Johnson again who's hit his last 2 threes. He's chased over the double high screen again and then picked up by Toloezo.
Better help by Toloezo.
Absolutely.
And O'Showen's got to keep him there. Yeah, and that's okay. That's good defense. You've got the new guy coming in, taking a shot. Nice look. Now that's
Baines
a good
again,
shot
likes
to take.
That one. There it is.
Loves
Jazz
that corner.
Makes
and this is the point. The ball still needs to be held up earlier. So they've got the ball right down to shooting mode.
Siller on the roll. Dixon gets into the right spot. He's a smidge late.
Yeah. And
pretty much under the rim when he takes that charge.
Yeah.
But here we go. Basket's being exchanged. Still 10 points. There's 10 seconds to go. Williams on the drive. Gets himself inside. He's fouled. And Champion does his best to stay in front but can't move his feet quick enough. And O'Showen Williams will go to the line with 8.1 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, and I think we'll talk about, Mark, one of the things that Rockets we've talked about this before on the stream, is the opposition have fouled once and scored 27 points. And we've fouled only 3 times and they've still scored 27. So one of the things about your defense, you've got to use every card that you've got. So you've got to be at the level of defense. First of all, them coming in, they're going to have scored possibly 30, means that they're on course for 120. So when we're looking at this defensively, it's not just about half court, it's about the shots that you take, and it's about defending all the way down the court in transition.
O'Showen makes both, cuts it to an 8-point game. Subs right on 8 seconds, worries me a little bit.
Foul to give. Will they use it?
It's Johnson.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. It made its way through Kai Williams to acquire Davis.
Yeah.
And this one will just get inbounded. And Matt, get yourself ready, because we will.
Yeah, let's have a look at that 4 high.
4 high and just some of the variations perhaps off of it.
Yeah.
That's the end of the quarter. Rockets get 2 free throws at the end and cut the lead to 8. It's 27-19 just before we cut to Matt's corner.
Yeah.
On the plays. Quick thank you to everybody on the live stream. Make sure you pay attention. Free lesson coming here from Matt.
Let's see if it is or not, because we need to do something about it if we can. I think if we're looking at the board, what we really want to see is you're talking about the set where Thames Valley are coming down and they're setting with 2 guys on the top here with their 2 bigs.
Yep.
They're also then using, if this is Taylor Johnson here, he's using this screen here either to come over both of them and to find some sort of advantage here, or he can use it and come back, as we saw him do against the 3. But what we've got to watch out for is how Rockets defend this player. So right there we saw Sam Toloezo stayed underneath, really nice defensively. So then as Taylor Johnson comes off this one, receives it on the wing, now he comes and Sam just drops underneath, stops any penetration, stops his one-on-one, and now they have to go back and they end up with Charles Davis over here, which is the 3 out of all the guys on the floor. That's the one they've got to give up, right? So that to me is a thing for us to watch out for. And let's just see if Coach Banks there and Coach Depish make any changes to that, because right now, why would you? You scored 27 points. You're in the flow. Your best scorers from the perimeter are knocking them down. All 3 guys are in the points. Those 3 guys. Maybe you'd be a bit frustrated at giving up 19, if I'm honest. But Rockets have scored 19, Mark, and they've given the ball away at least 5 times in transition. So just a little bit of poise and patience, And every time down the floor, we should be getting a shot. This is not a team, in Thames Valley, it's not a team that presses you and pressures you. They sit in between the lanes, they wait for you and goad you into making passes, as we saw Freckleton's pick 2 of them off. So let's have a look at the adjustments.
Just looking at leaders for the evening, Dixon leads the Rockets with 6. It's
wow, yeah, all in transitions, all right.
Hometown kid Lewis Champion, who leads all scorers with 9. Taylor Johnson right with him with 8. Freckleton 6 and Silla with 4. It's O'Shean, Williams and Tolawase each have 4 for the Rockets.
Yeah.
O'Shean's got 3 assists to his name already, and Hakeem Silla leads all rebounders with 5. I said he'd have 20 on the night, so he's on course to win a pound bet with Ben Fisher. Okay. Here we go, back with the Rockets.
Right, Sam Grant in and Pinnock in. Oh, into
the early subs from last time, and it's that screen again that knocks Champion off balance, and Sam lifts, finds Baines. He's made one there already.
He likes the look of that, doesn't he, Mark?
And makes another.
Yeah, he likes the look of that.
Nice offense again from the Rockets when they get that movement.
I thought they're patient as well.
Yes, exactly. When they get the patience, it's good.
Hetro's in now, Mark, as well. So it's Bernard. I think he's still at Brunel.
Going back doors, Kai Williams. They'll find a kick to Champion, just picks up a loose one. It's good, and it's Taylor Johnson keeps on the dribble, gets all the way down low. It's Hetero down low.
Nice pass. I was talking to Coach Keane before, and I think Taylor Johnson is one of those guys that plays within himself on nearly every game, every possession. He's pretty much, you won't see him take a bad shot. O'Shean Williams in the post. There he goes. Just misses it. And
it's one of those funny ones,
called.
Taylor Johnson, isn't he? Because he doesn't look tall, he doesn't look athletic, he doesn't look fast, and he scores loads.
Yeah, and
he can score loads.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking his first break of the evening, the earlier injured Freckleton comes back in.
Yeah, and the frustration there. I think one of the things to keep an eye out for that the coaches will be asking for is these moving screen type stuff, Mark. So keep an eye on that, because as Taylor Lewis does a really good job of selling that when guys are screening him and he's chasing. So we're really interested to see how that works.
Hetero, Kai Williams. There it is. I saw that developing. I was looking the wrong way. I wasn't looking at the ball. I knew where it was going.
Yeah.
Nice play. Bullet from Champion to Williams, who finds a Hetero for the foul.
You saw it on the replay then, didn't you? I think one of the things that, especially when young Sam comes in, is you've got to do your defensive work. You've got to guard more than one or two things. You're constantly having to use your body to stand in the way, to force the opposition to go around you. Got to get really, like he's doing now, really low, really in his stance. And then you can compete because you're low and balanced. Whereas
still guarded by Shuck.
And there's
Freckleton on the curl, defended by Pinnock, really well defended.
Yeah,
back
exactly.
rims it.
And much better because he's shooting over the top of your head, and that you'll give that.
Back cut by Pinnock was wide open. It's kicked by Freckleton.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'd say to you, Mark, I don't think we're ready to make that pass yet, because we haven't threaded a needle yet. Just move the ball through hands. You're in a 7-point game now. It feels like you could be down 20 the way they play, but just move the ball, ship it up, and let's just build into offense.
He wasn't overplayed either. That's why Freckleton kicks it, because he sat right where he wants to throw it. He's not overplayed at all. Now he would have been overplayed on that back cut, but he doesn't. Go into potentially O'Shean in the post again. Sam Grant with an early one, likes that three, doesn't get it. Tolawase on the boards, and this will be Cavaliers out and running. Silla fills a lane, gets all the way in, and one.
Yeah, and so coming out of this, right, Mark, the really interesting thing is that's Jazz. I think 3 of the guys, Reese, Jazz, and Sam, have come on and shot a 3 on their first attempt. Now, you need to give yourself time to get into the flow of the game, and also to deserve to take offense as well. And it's kind of like this isn't in the rule book of coaching, is it? This is in how players build themselves into games.
You would have noticed the point at you off camera. I like that, coach.
Yeah,
I like that. And you're so right. For being a player, you don't catch the pace of the game from the bench. You've got to study the game, yes, and then get into it when you get in the game and feel the pace. And they haven't done that. Whereas Jazz Baines has done more of that, and he's made 2 threes out of it. Looking for a skip here to Baines, does it, goes to Pinnock. He'll get the spin in the paint, and he's blocked by Aquar Davis, and I think that's a tough one. If he doesn't swipe at it, I think he's probably all right, but fouled, and Reece Pinnock will go to the line. Yeah,
and Pinnock spins on him, and he's challenged, and you can't really see it from this far away, but whether he gets a bit of the forearm or not, you know, if you're the offensive player, you tend to want that one. The ball's gone straight up in the air.
Good to see Pinnock at the line as well, Matt, to your earlier point in the first quarter, to try and get his eye in a little bit, see the ball go through the rim. I probably would jinx this with commentator's curse.
No, you haven't, but this is exactly what it is, you see. This is, and that allows you to feel some confidence then in yourself and in your defence and in just being on the floor, being valued. And it's tough, as we just saw then from young Sam, comes in, who gets a foul, the guy scores him and then shoots the three and misses it. You don't need to come in with it. You don't need home runs.
True story. This is a hetero through Freckleton.
KV Live is in. Good help. You'll see Sam Tolowase's defence. His defence from inside the lane is excellent. And let's watch KV Live now.
Yeah, so he's got to stay with Freckleton here. He does. They get it to
now
Johnson.
Now he's got to go back and get a body.
Who has been unconscious in his last 3 or 4 possessions.
Yeah, and he's probably liking the freedom because he didn't get any against Solent, really. Tough to match up against Solent in that one.
Baines has been sat waiting for this 3, finally gets it in the passes behind him. It's 10 on the shot clock. Baines will go at her hetero, looking for someone on the baseline. Probably should have gone to O'Showen on the wing instead. Doesn't, and that one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and right now, Rockets in broken play are struggling to find the next and the next and the next. They need to just get into that rhythm. I mean, the defence is going to be the key. We've given up 35. That's something that we've got to work. They've got to work really hard this end now. Tolowase's done a good job. I like this lineup. I know they just scored against it, but I think KV Live's good. Got to do a good job now nullifying this tough perimeter. And KV Live and Sam Tolowase are going to be the keys.
Pinnock is chasing Taylor Johnson everywhere, and he goes back on a screen and just gets a really easy layup with Pinnock on his back.
And I think you're going to have to see, I think Coach Keene's got to show zone. He's going to have to change something up soon if it's becoming a little bit too easy.
Tolowase, little lob down low from Pinnock, and that's an easy 2. Quite welcomed as the Cavaliers still lead this one 37-25. It's Silla down low, finds Freckleton. It's Taylor who hasn't missed much.
Better defence.
Pinnock all over him, which is great.
Yeah, good defence by KV Live. But her hetero comes up with it.
O'Showen's either lost the contact or can't see or something. O'Showen is struggling. He can't see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's lost it. Is it a contact or has he just been poked?
Let's have a look on the replay. He I think it was just a loose arm, loose elbow, something. He's also split his eye open last week, so he's probably slightly worried about that. But as Rocky would say, cut me, coach, just cut me. If you're not old enough
You're going back to 80s references that most of our followers don't get. Baines again, this time back rims it. It's KV Live on the follow with hetero. It's Cavaliers out and running now. Champion goes to the in and out, floats one up and gets the friendly roll off the backboard.
Yeah, and this is going out, and Coach Keene's going to have to call timeout.
Yeah, I think one more score and it's timeout, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, down 17, that's and not only that, down 17, and your best scorer is struggling to find his range.
Pinnock steps behind 3 and makes it great from Pinnock, who keeps the Rockets in distance.
I think this is the bit here where it's so easy for the guards. And that's the second hand foul. That's his 4th foul.
No, redo that.
Who was that? His 3rd.
Is it really his 3rd foul? Of the 3 fouls in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and there he goes on the camera, showing just a bit frustrated. And
go direct from the inbound into Silla mid-block.
Yeah,
this is Champion, stolen by
Jazz Baines as he takes off and makes it, and followed by Pinnock as well. Good to see.
From Baines, gets in the passing lane and the guards are up with it. You said his defence was better against Essex, and he seems to be
absolutely
in the
picked
mode
that one out. This is the matchup.
Again,
well done, KV Live. KV against Silla.
You can see the difference here, though, right? Tolowase, smart defender, knows that with Taylor Johnson coming off the pick, he has to show harder. So you need KV to be that step quicker in rotation because, as you said before in the pick and roll with Silla, Tolowazy's staying at home, but he knows because it's Taylor Johnson, he has to come and show on it. So that means that in help, you've got to rotate a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and, I think one of the things about Thames Valley is that if they don't put you away with their potent offense, if you can keep scoring, you can always feel within that, like we were just 17, it could have been 25, 2 shots in a row, and suddenly 2 stops, and you're thinking, actually, there's a run here. I'm going to say if KV Live can defend Silla and put him to his left hand, which is what I think Coach Keane's asking him for, I think...
It's interesting. Sorry, Matt, to cut you off.
Yeah, go for it.
Tell me what you're seeing there, because you can see the motion is better. Yeah. And then KV is actually open, but he's not looking. I guess it's not in his MO yet to start looking at it.
He's remembering the play rather than playing in the offense, right?
So, Coach, you are on fire tonight with these.
Because I've said 2 things.
Yeah, but you are on fire with it.
But it's true, and there's, here we go.
You cover the comments, I'll cover back to the action. It's Baines defending Freckleton, and it's Tolowazy and Silla in that action.
Yeah, and
great
this
matchup, this one.
This is Leon Francis can stay there, and
that's the pull one now.
Yeah,
and we
there
do
you go.
With Pinnock, and the Rockets are off and running again. Pinnock goes by. You're worried on the break again.
Yeah,
you need to throw another one away. Early entry.
Francis
this is where he
against
needs
the
to take his time.
Doubled. Tolowazy goes up, gets blocked
at the rim. Huge block down the other end and dunks it. What a sequence!
Yeah, absolutely. Ogunkoya with 2 good plays.
Brilliant from Ogunkoya. Meets one at the rim on one end and flushes one down on the other. And it's Johnson wriggles free on the baseline. He is ever so tricky. Leon Francis desperate to not have that one called on him by Ian Spearman.
Yeah.
Gave Spearman the look.
And there's that dunk in transition. Well finished by the youngster.
Ogunkoya, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you want to see from guys coming in off the bench. Gets a block shot. And again, Mark, we're talking about it a lot. Is you've got Taylor Johnson one end who's just keeping them ticking over, keeping them purring. And you need to have better decisions from Dixons and Pinnocks in transition, calmness personified, with a Showen now out at the moment, and he's in foul trouble. So we'd expect to see Jazz Baines step up a little bit.
I was literally just about to say I'd like to see some action that sees Jazz get a shot in this one.
Yeah.
He does come off this down screen and wants to curl on it.
Yeah.
Pinnock will find a little hole.
And there you go, Mark. A bit short on that one, but just for you, Tolowazy just gets a piece on it.
There's something about the effort of a Sam Tolowazy at 6'4".
No, about 3'4", 6'3", 6'4".
Okay.
But
I'll have to go and stand next to him to determine if that's accurate or not.
Yeah, and I think the other thing we need to see, Mark, as well, against this lineup now, the inside guys from Rockets, Leon Francis needs to be scoring.
Freckleton from deep.
Yeah, from miles away, right?
Doesn't
Rockets
get that one.
Need to be able to get. Nice
Baines,
move by
Baines. Gets himself
there you go. And one on a basket, good, not and one.
Excuse me.
The good old backboard slapping.
I tell you what, I was excited. I was able to touch the backboard once.
You able to touch the backboard?
Yeah.
You got a goaltender.
That blue foamy bit on it. Yep. The actual backboard. Ian Spearman with a wonderful demonstration of the call.
Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, when he listens to this back, he's a good friend of mine actually.
Yeah.
So, Ian,
not anymore. He's not. After you said that,
fantastic. Raise the roof kind of action to explain what happened. Loved it. They're back to this 1-4 high set, and it's backdoor this time from Johnson. He just gets an easy 2. Yeah. So clever, Matt, with this set.
Yeah, but let's talk about that, because you've got Taylor Johnson who's running at the 2, just goes straight past he goes into Leon Francis, who's at R5. Pass, finish that one.
This is the one.
Nice rhythm. Oh, there you go. Tolowazy gets it. Good pass
Baines
out.
Is wide open. He'll fire that one up. I thought he was going to.
Yeah.
Takes his time and finds Francis high post. He wants to put one on against the youngster. They're double teamed, and he'll go to that unorthodox fade, Matt.
That's the problem, because Francis goes directly towards traffic. He just went directly towards where there's already 2 other guys. So someone is open and there isn't space to go there. So you end up shooting a turnaround soft fall away, which isn't what you want. So that's the kind of decisions that means that you've got 32 points with 2.5 minutes to go, 32 minutes to go, 2 minutes 45 to go, and then the TVC are already on 50, right? So a real handful, because we talked before about Rockets needing to do stuff. It's the possession by possession mentality that we need to have. Thames Valley right now are able to get into their offense relatively easily. They're able to make their first offensive move with normally that ball screen up here, and then get into some kind of relatively open offense. Whereas we're still seeing Rockets struggling and with decision making upon decision making. Yet they don't feel as though they're a long way off this game. It feels like there's a 2-minute run in this that could be, anything under 9 and anything under 10 could be an interesting game.
Just a quick look as the players come back on the floor. Jazz Baines leads Rockets with 10. Taylor Johnson has 17, so finished the first quarter with 6 and has 17 now. So he's putting up an 11-point second quarter. Still has 7 boards. Freckleton's got 5 assists. And the youngster, Ogunkoya, with the single block of the game, and it was a mighty big block at that. Yeah,
and you could get a good shot of Leon Francis coming back into the game, and he'll be frustrated with that, not getting an open look, and he's working his way back in after heavy scoring in the first sort of 6 or 8 games.
There's this continuity type motion. It's Baines on the curl, finds Pinnock, who finds Tolawese down low for the slam, and he goes sledgehammer with the right hand.
And Coach Josh Thorne is saying great shots equals good transition defense, means there's no need to force anything, which is really good. Compare that to my son, who says, this is Matt's son, beers on the boys.
Oh dear.
He's 12.
Oh dear.
So he should be going to bed. Mummy Johnson will be now knowing what you said, Josh. So we'll be dealing with you later.
Good to have everybody joining us. Thorny, excellent to have you on the stream as always with your coaching insight.
Yeah.
Freckleton looking for Taylor Johnson to post now, but it's Baines fights around it, and Taylor Johnson looking for a foul. I think it's probably a classic 6-1. Half a dozen of the other.
Well, I don't think it is, because Rockets got 5 fouls, and again, Thames Valley Cavaliers have got 1. And that's one of the things that we're going to say at the end of the first quarter. Is one of the things we're going to say at the end of the first quarter. The issues some of the issues is Rockets don't take enough free throws, and that's something that they can only do if they attack the bucket. And really, that's got to come from movement inside. Nice move by Tolawese on the hands, playing against the much bigger Kai Williams. Steps under him, gets fouled. So right there. I don't think you saw it, Mark, but you might be able to catch it on the replay. Tolawese goes into Kai Williams' body, steps underneath him. Williams moves his body through him and then throws it out there. Andy Kellum, good to see Matt on the commentary, not you, Mark. Great coach and great player. I mean, it's good to have some people here, isn't it, that understand quality. Thank you, Andy. I'll remember Andy's name. Andy, were you a player a couple of years ago, maybe more than that? Let me know. Give us a shout back. Definitely remember Kellum's name.
21, Josh Smith into the game for Cavaliers. Quad Davis also in.
Yeah.
Ogunkoya still in. Kai Williams and Freckleton. So a slightly Cavaliers going with 2 of their starters and 3 of the bench. Rockets playing a very heavy vet lineup. All starters except for Jazz Baines, and trying to go by Tolawese.
Better defense by Dixon out there. And Leon Francis has got to be ready now. Got to be ready to help here. There you go.
He does, and they
just as we said it, and they come up with it.
Should be 1 on the shot clock. Don't think that's a turnover, is it? 1 on the shot clock. And it's going to be a late one as well.
Keep your eye now on number 7.
Keep your eye on him. To the rim.
There it is.
They will lob it to the rim, and it's turned over. Rockets should run, and they should. Right. Baines wide open.
Yeah, nice look.
He's going to run to a spot.
Oh, he's
looking for another.
That's a shooter's shot.
Now he needs to kick.
Yeah, good pass.
Yeah, that's better. Tolawese with a Pinnock wide open.
Pinnock
will blow by Kai Williams. Underneath, this is better in rhythm.
Yeah.
Rockets really moving it. But Tolawese looking to go inside.
Palms it. 6 seconds. 5, 4. Goes to the ball screen. Switched by Thames Valley.
Runner from Dixon's way short, but picked up by Francis. Somebody's been levelled inside, and there are bodies everywhere.
Why on earth is the referee not blowing the whistle?
They really need to blow the whistle there.
And I think that
in the wars again.
We're not talking about the refereeing as such. We're talking about the safety of the players there,
absolutely.
and anyone that's on the floor for any reason under the basket, whatever the advantage or disadvantage to either team, you need to blow the whistle and you need to stop the game.
Luckily, nobody hurt. Referees will have probably a bit of a confer to figure out where this goes. I actually didn't see where the ball went, if I'm being completely honest with you. I imagine they'll go jump ball here if they can't figure out where it was, and it will stay with Thames Valley, but somebody might have had a better attention on it than I did. I just saw Akangoya go down, and then Freckleton was down, and Toloazy was about to come down, and I was getting marginally nervous.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Look, Andy Cullum, youth player in the late 90s, Matt. Absolutely ancient.
No wonder he knows you.
The best generation.
Yeah, the late 90s.
Much better than when Mark was a player, Andy. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yeah.
Much less trouble. Oh, stolen by Baines.
Finds Dixon inside 2-on-1, drops it off to Pinnock. Got to finish there.
Yeah, that's just a slight indecision.
Time on the clock, though, could get a good possession out of this.
Yeah,
14
nice.
on the shot clock.
Francis likes that one.
Uses his muscle. Can't get the finish, though. They need that one. The bench were loving
and
it
Mark,
for Rockets.
that goes in, and this is a 12-point game, and Coach King could be going in 9 or 10 down.
And you'll see the opposite end, and Thames Valley slow it down. Freckleton, Baines goes underneath, worrying that one. And he makes a three. And as you say, Matt, then it swings the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the difference. It's 2 or 3 possessions at a time.
Dixon reverse through Pinnock. And high post touch, handoff again by Pinnock, who gets the paint touch himself. Jazz on the left, puts this one on deck. High runner. Doesn't go, and it's
a tough shot to take as well.
Akangoya clears it. Smith wants to find Aqua Davis, does. At the buzzer, way off, and there's a lot of contact. And the problem is... Has it been a foul call, Matt?
Yeah, foul called, and right foul to be called as well, unfortunately, because this is when you're... and let's just talk about that last 30 seconds, Mark, as an example of how this game can change. Rockets were a shot away from being down 12 with a possession to come. Could have been, in theory, on 2 possessions, could have been a 9-point game going to the half with all the momentum. We now have, it's going to end up being, could be 20. And that's frustrating because as Charles goes 2 for 3, and the game's at 19, and we were talking 45 seconds ago where it could be a single digits going into the half.
Yep, absolutely.
And on those things, let's unpack a couple of those. It's Jazz Baines goes underneath on one of the best shooters in the league.
Yep.
You get hit with a 3. He's not going to miss that one. Then we foul another 3 in the air. That's the second time we've done that. So just in terms of individual players taking responsibility of the decisions that they're making, this is a great game to look for that, because 55 points is a heck of a lot. Anytime you score 36 in a half, you're thinking, well, it's a bit low, but you don't mind if the other team's only scored mid-40s. You know you're in the game. Now you've got a massive sign to come back, and you've got the Thames Valley have managed to rest some of their guys too.
Yeah, still had not played many minutes in that second quarter, and finished the quarter with just 2 of their starters. Rockets having to finish with most of their senior guys. We're going to get up here fairly quickly. Stay with us on the stream, because our very own Todd has his Todd Talks.
Todd Talks
at halftime. He's going to be interviewing pretty much one of our favourite guys in the entire world.
First thing we've got some update from Steph Johnson on the community stuff, and then you'll be joined by TTTTT Todd Talks.
Hi everyone, so just a quick half-time update from me, Steph from the community team here at Rockets. So like many of you, we're really gearing up for the 12th. We've now got our camps all booked for that week, so we've got a week-long jam-packed week to really try and see as many kids as we can. Obviously, like many of you, you've got to bring your numbers of kids that can be involved in activity at the moment. So we've upped how many sessions we're doing, how many camps, and we're really looking forward to it. So we've got our girls-only camp on Monday, bit of girl power in there. We've got our mini camp and a pro shooting camp for all those budding Steph Currys out there on the Tuesday. We've got our community camp for our slightly older kids running Wednesday, Thursday, and we've also got a special guard camp run by our very own head coach, Alan Keane, which is going to be really exciting for the kids. And then Friday we finish up with a full-day camp for the kids from our SEN schools. So a jam-packed week. We're really looking forward to it. Lots of work to do to get them ready, of course, get our venues ready, get our coaches back ready. So for any of you out there who are doing any activity in Easter, running any camps, I really, really hope they go really, really well for you all. And enjoy the second half.
Our gyms generate electricity when you exercise. We use this energy for charging phones and lighting spaces. We also plant a tree for every piece we install, and we've even made a gym from recycled aerosol cans.
We've done a lot in the last 10 years, but the best is yet to come. Our gyms will support ocean cleanups and tree planting programs to protect the environment.
The Great Outdoor Gym Company aims to be the greenest and greatest gym chain in the world.
Let's make a difference.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
We're in! We're in!
Welcome everyone, it's Todd Lindley here for the halftime show with Ben Fisher. How are we doing, Ben?
Yeah, good, thanks, Todd.
That was a very eventful first half, Ben. How could you describe it in your own words?
Certainly was, yeah. I mean, we are up against one of the league's top teams. Thames Valley Cavaliers have done brilliantly this season, and we've seen that on the floor. I think they've been very aggressive in their style of play. They've knocked down a lot of shots. They've got a great inside presence. They're really well balanced, so it's quite tough for us to match up against them. We're a little bit lopsided in that respect. I think Coach Keane will be a little bit disappointed we haven't taken care of certain aspects in terms of the scouting report, namely Taylor Johnson from his perimeter shooting and I think the inside presence of Silla. So I think he'll have a few things to say about that. I think he'll also be looking at our offence as well, and there was some really good ball movement. We're penetrating well, making the extra pass. But I think the key thing is our off-ball movement needs to be better in the second half. I don't think they defend particularly well off the ball. So hopefully we can kind of rectify that and just chip away at the score. I think that's the most important thing.
That's most definitely. I mean, for many Rockets fans, this is a local derby, Thames Valley, only being just down the road, and it's lived up to the task, hasn't it? As a local derby, it's been a very aggressive game, like you said.
It certainly has. There's a little bit of needle in the game. I'm very privileged enough to be courtside.
Very near the action.
Yeah, right near the action, so I can hear what's going on. There's a bit of toing and froing between the players, but that's great. You know, it's a good advert for NBL basketball.
Yeah, it's a good advert. I mean, amazingly, it's been a very, very good game. Even though it is a big difference at the moment, we'll look forward to see if Rockets can bring in that cut down this deficit. What do you think is going to be said at half-time then for the Rockets then? You mentioned about Alan Keane's. What do you think he needs to say to the Rockets?
I think he'll just be reminding them of the key things for them, first and foremost, what they stand for, playing with pace, just making sure that the balance of that is right, reminding them of the key scout, and just trying to chip away at the score. It's not something that you can get back quickly against a team like this. So let's see if we can change a few things at half-time and see if we can build on that in the second half.
Get back into the game a little bit.
Absolutely.
Which would be what everyone wants as a neutral as well. So, Ben, I was going to move on a little bit to how you actually got into basketball, because you coming from the same school as I was, actually. So we came to the same school. Not really basketball was a main sport at the school we were at. So how did you get into it?
No, well, I was very fortunate enough. My parents were very close, well, my mum especially was very close friends with the owners, Gary and Helen Johnson. And I went along to their very first game when we were in Division 3. That was back in 1997, and handed out cups of water and a few towels, etc. And that was my very first introduction to basketball. I'd never played it before, never seen the game or anything like that. So that's how I started, and then my role kind of grew and grew and grew, and I started playing. I started coaching mainly, and I've had the privilege of working with some incredible coaches throughout the journey of the club, and just become more and more involved and taken on more responsibility. So it's been really good. It's been a great journey so far.
What sort of roles have you taken on then? Because obviously a lot of people know you as a coach, but also you've taken a lot bigger role behind the scenes, which many people, like, for example, COVID officer for this year. Any other roles that you've taken on?
Yeah, I mean, I have quite a diverse job. It's very difficult to summarise in the time that we have. My main roles at the moment. I'm in charge of our our accommodation for our academy guys and academy girls, and obviously our senior men as well. So that's a big role I have. I'm in charge of camps. I work alongside Steph Johnson she's the head of community development, and I take a very active part in the junior club, so under 10s to under 16s. That's kind of where my main focus is, overseeing that, a little bit of mentoring and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of different things. I'm sure I've missed out many things.
Many things that you're always busy, Ben. I always see you and you're busy. And you've been here for so you say the first introduction to Rockets was 1997. How has the club changed over that time period till now? I mean, it's been
year on year, it just continues to grow. I mean, Matt has some great vision, some extraordinary vision, but I think that without him, it's very difficult to see how we could have got to where we were now. So step by step, we've really grown. I think the club started with 2 teams, a senior men's team and an under-18 team, and we've now got something like 14 teams. We're coaching thousands of kids in the community. We're running camps. We're working with special educational needs. So that's really important.
And so coming up now, we've got more and more coming back to basketball. What sort of camps are on offer?
So we're really lucky. We're going to be starting back week commencing April the 12th, and our camps, we've got a variety of camps running, which is available for anybody to book on via the Class for Kids website, and you can go onto the Rockets website as well. And we've got a community camp, we've got a special educational needs camp, we've got a mini ballers camp, we've got a pro shooting camp, a pro skills camp. So it's a week full of basketball play before our junior teams start to train again the week after.
And how have they actually kept going with those training sessions? I mean, obviously they can't train together. How have you been able to cope with that as coaches?
Yeah, it's been really tough, I think it's more tough for the players. They just want to be on the court. Their love for playing and just enjoying themselves on the court is phenomenal. So we've had lots of Zoom calls, quizzes. I mean, my colleagues have done just a fantastic job with many different things. Leome's done skipping workouts. Charlie's done so many things with the under-12 girls. Liam's been on there. Josh Thorne's been with the under-14s. I've been working with Bailey with the under-10s and the under-16s. Just a variety of different things. Lots of video, lots of technical skill watching, lots of tactical stuff watching, and actually just getting to know them a bit more. So although it's been frustrating, it's meant we've got to know the players a bit more than perhaps we would have done. So that's a real bonus, I think, for us. And that obviously develops team morale. When you do come back, you must have the team bonding in there must be very strong at the moment. Yeah, I think so, because everybody's been through the same thing, haven't they? And everybody wants to get back to playing. So there's a common goal already before you even step onto the court. And although there's no specific competition that will take place for National League, we've still got things in the pipeline for our summer league ahead after we've been back training for a couple of weeks. So we're really looking forward to sort of rolling that out for the guys. Can you just elaborate? So what's the difference then when you come back then? You say summer leagues and stuff. What's different to previous years? Well, the big difference is we've been off for nearly 4 months. So our off season is really only 4 to 6 weeks. So 4 months is a huge amount of time. So it's going to be different for us. We've got to make sure that the most important thing for our players is to have great fun and just enjoy what they're doing. That's first and foremost. Then we've got to slowly coax people back in. And we can't overdo it, so we can't be playing 5-on-5 straight away. We've got to go, lots of skill development work, lots of 1-on-1s, lots of 2-on-2s. We've got to find that balance between working on their skill, but also them having a great time, loving the game of basketball again, stepping forward to next season. That's amazing to hear. And moving forward then, just last question, what do you see the Rockets doing in the next couple of years and future? I think I really hope that there's a couple of things really. We have more junior teams. We have a lot more junior teams. We have a lot more coaches involved, and the club just continues to grow and grow. And we produce our own players right from our mini ballers, which as I said earlier, Steph oversees, right through the club, through the junior club into the academy. And it's just amazing to see. We've had 8 players come through and play on the Division 1 roster this year in the academy, and that's what I just want more of that. It's amazing to see the Sam Grants, the Jacobs Atautuses, the Kavuvus, all our academy players coming through from the young ranks and then getting some lovely minutes for the men. Absolutely, and that's it's just a delight to see. So, watching them warm up, seeing Latrell there, and just things like that. They've come through the system and done a really good job.
So thank you, Ben. That was an amazing insight to the Rockets. That ends the half-time show, guys. We'll hand you back over to Matt and Mark for the second half.
Back here at the John Badacey Academy, half-time. Thames Valley Cavaliers lead this one 55-36, and we've just spent a good bit of time with just one of our favourite people, Ben Fisher, telling us all about the community work, the camps, and tell us about Fish. Finish it off.
I don't. Do you know what? It's really difficult to actually give you an amount of time I would need is more than this game's going to finish about the sort of stuff that Ben has done and does. Not only is he, basically runs the entire junior side of the program, but he makes sure that all the coaches are in the right spots. He does all this, make sure that the academy kids are being looked after in the right way. He just sorts of all the logistics. He coaches. He is an advocate of everything Rockets. And there's just there's only one of him, and that's more than enough.
Yeah. He's a very, very good person. Just back on the floor now.
Can I just jump in before you go?
Yeah, please
waxing
do.
Lyrical, because 58% from three for Thames Valley Cavaliers, right? That's a bit too much. And then the key thing that everyone's saying on there, Josh Thorne and a few others saying, they've got to limit the easy possessions for Thames Valley. So I think people are talking about defence, and if you don't, you're going to get stung with, there you go, Silla, don't shoot many of those. And that's the first one that I've seen him shoot from there, so Coach Keane will be happy with that.
Pinnock drives down the middle and fouled, and good analysis, Matt. Just checking back into this game here as the starters back on the floor for Thames Valley. It's Silla Freckleton, Taylor Johnson, Lewis Champion and Kai Williams. Yeah. Starters back on the floor for Rockets as well. Leon Francis, Ben Dixon, Reese Pinnock, O'Showen Williams and Sam Tolawese.
Yeah, and interesting to see if O'Showen... now, what's that called?
I don't know.
No, so you've normally got good names for this sort of stuff.
Who told us the wedgie one? I can't really remember who told us. Might have been Pete Madsen who told us the wedgie one, actually. Yeah. Pinnock doesn't get it, and it's picked up by O'Showen Williams. Not called by the referees as out of bounds. He'll skip to Tolawese. And it stays here with the Rockets.
I wanted O'Showen to shoot that and make a three as well,
It would have been great. Dixon finds Pinnock this time, makes it, and it's Reese Pinnock from the left wing.
And good, though, it goes back to the thing, doesn't it? He went to the bucket, got himself a couple of free throws, gets an open one. You're feeling the wind in your sails.
Pinnock just chasing
Francis
Johnson.
Got to defend that. Nice.
Silla again,
well defended. Pinnock defended that really well. Transition now for Dixon. Don't need to go too crazy. Find the shooters. Oh, no.
Oh, ripped back by O'Shean Williams. He goes down the middle and scores. And
he did a triple. What's that? Up and under, up and under, up and under, up. Is that what it's called?
The kids say video game nice. He's video game nice.
I've never heard anyone say that.
I'll tell you, that's what the kids say.
Yeah?
Anyway, this is Freckleton who goes at Francis, skips to Williams.
Yeah.
It'll be Taylor Johnson. You don't want to leave that one alone. We
that
do.
60%. Oh, no.
Just rims out and rockets out and running. It's 3-on-3 at the minute. Johnson tries to take a charge. That should be... Oh.
It's just...
Wow. We might just get a little look at this one on the replay of it. Just is in shot here. Matt,
you don't see a foul there,
you'll
do you?
criticise me if I say that was never, ever a charge. But here we go. It was never a charge. I'm looking at Lewis Champion. He knows it's never a charge. Anyway, back to the action. I've got to move on from that quick.
Yeah.
Lewis finds Silla. He'll go handoff.
The annoyance of that is it's a 15-point game with 2 free throws going to come on that possession. That gets Rockets down to 12-13. And again, it's have a poor call, but you've got to have them at certain times.
Great find from Champion, who goes away from the help, and it's Taylor Johnson again, and he is on fire in the second half already. Pinnock probing with Tolawese.
From there,
absolutely.
Where you've got Silla is sitting inside because he doesn't have to guard against Francis.
It's Tolawese off the pivot. He is. When you said this, I was going to make a quick joke earlier, but I didn't. When you said he shot 75%, and I was going to say it averaged 14 pivots per shot.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, sorry.
Shows good balance.
Yeah, but I missed the window for it, to be honest. As Tolawese puts up 2 shots, just checking back in with the YouTube community. Thank you, everybody, on the Basketball England stream. There's 135 of us watching, me included 136. Please keep the comments coming. There's not enough tonight. Usually there's more comments coming through, so keep them coming. Let me know who you like. Let me know who you don't.
Someone's cheering for Ben Dixon over here. Maxi Gresley, I don't know. David Forsyth says flop.
Well,
I mean,
you said it, David.
Yep. And I think that probably should be a warning or a technical in the modern game, as they say.
Well, I did think that was the way it was going to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this 1-4 high set is Taylor Johnson off the Iverson.
Yeah, better defended by Leone.
Yeah,
because
trailed by Pinnock, and Silla will pull that one in, and Johnson will just get an easy 2. Flips it up backwards, doesn't get it to go, and there should be some numbers here for Rockets if they run.
So here we go. This is the transition.
Tolawese down the middle, goes up and under with the right hand, tries to tip his own shot and gets his own board, lays it back in, and Tolawese is pumped underneath the rim.
Yeah, nice job to see Tolawese showing some adult toughness.
Better bump from Francis again on that screen for Taylor Johnson. He's trailed by Pinnock, who's defending hard on every possession. Better show again from...
Good switch by Tolawese. And it just shows a bit of a difference, doesn't it, Mark? You've got a bit of pep in your step, and you're out there, your hands are ready, you're active, you're in the right position, so you're not fouling and you're not late. You're getting ahead of it. Really good for... And O'Shean's got to do a really good job now when he comes in defensive. He's not scoring much. Tough one.
4 on the shot clock, and Freckleton bails them out on the baseline.
Yeah.
They still lead this one by 17.
And the difference you've got is Tolawese makes that patented Chuck Duru distance jumper.
Not mid-range anymore.
No. And Kai
Williams will try this one. Misses, and Rockets need to take their time here. Get a score, get it closer again. Still 15, and it's Pinnock.
Yeah, but that's not the
short.
right one to take, is it? And that's exactly the point we've been talking about. You bait Kai Williams into taking one that he doesn't want to shoot. He misses it, and then we go down and take an early mid-ranger.
Silla on the roll. It frees up Freckleton on the lift, gets inside Champion.
Yeah,
going hot potato with Kai Williams, and this time it doesn't go for Champion.
This is the moment. This is the moment. These 6 minutes.
You're screaming for a bit of leadership. Pinnock this time makes one, and Reece Pinnock puts one in.
I mean, good rhythm, feet right under him.
Much better.
You know what I like, Mark? I like the back yourself. You've shot an air ball, and coach is going to be a bit frustrated. There you go.
This one at 12. Rockets need.
We've been here before.
And
chance
Rockets
to get it
could
under
get
10.
Single digits.
O'Shean Williams for...
Gets inside the paint. Finds Pinnock and Tolawese in the same spot. Shot clock at 13. It's Francis on the skip, finds Dixon, will blow by Freckleton. It's Francis on the dive, and they're out and running. It's Thames Valley 3-on-1. Dropped off to Siller, and he just lays it in for 2. Assist Lewis Champion.
And that's where Williams needs to come up, Mark. On those plays, we get him back into the game. Williams needs to make a play and score. And the pass is a little bit out where it needs to be.
Fade here from Pinnock on this near side, probably just out of shot. It's O'Showen Williams against Reading boy Lewis Champion. It's the pivot again from Toloese, and he just throws it up, and there's the foul on Silla, or is it on Freckleton?
Yeah,
it's on Freckleton this time.
And it's on Freckleton because Sam Toloese pointed at the ref and said, it's on him. And everyone in the building went, yeah.
There are veteran moves.
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
And and good conflab. Is that a word?
Yeah, defo.
Yeah, that's a word as well. Defo. Wow. Toloese strokes the first one, and Dixon's frustrated with himself, I think, just on that last play. But Coach Keane just reassuring him. And like we said, Mark, this game is one shot away from being 12. Chuck Duru's going to come in. Interesting to see if O'Showen Williams stays in the game. He's on 3 fouls. Needs to score. Really good minutes by Sam T.
Bit of heart and soul. Get a little shot of Bob Banks there. Will Bob be thinking, worrying about the score? Is he happy to keep playing, you think?
Well, he never looks phased to me. He never looks he never looks stressed.
Baines chasing Freckleton as Kai Williams top of the key, and it goes in and out twice.
This is more like it. That's
like this. Oi! And he's nearly there.
Yeah, and that's definitely a Rockets ball.
And you see on the replay, this is O'Showen Williams driving the floor, and it's stripped by Freckleton, I think.
Hetro comes in for Kai Williams. A good sub, I think, actually. Kai's been, he just needs to get himself into that a bit more. Francis finds O'Showen on the mismatch.
Had one, turned it down.
That's nice pass.
Goes to the step back as well. Nice from O'Showen Williams. And Rockets have this one within 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Here we go as well. And, credit to Leon Francis on that one, Mark. He just stayed with the play, played with what was in front of him.
And foul there from Baines, who takes a heavy fall on the baseline.
Yeah.
As you just see in Jazz Baines, he's, like I said, heavy fall. Not sure if that one is a wrist or possibly another lower groin injury there, Matt.
I was just waiting to see if you were going to manipulate yourself out of this. We call that a conversation cul-de-sac.
I mean, the shot of Jazz Baines is just brilliant at the minute.
Yeah,
appreciate the camera crew finding that one. That is the detail we need on from the stream team.
I mean, there's some experienced cameramanning.
Absolutely.
And Coach Keane is just carries on talking to him.
Not interested.
You're right, yeah, right, whatever. Get on with it. There he is.
The Jazz Baines waddle continues.
Yeah.
And it's opened up to 12 again. O'Showen Williams against Aquad Davis.
And Mark, I'm going to say, if O'Showen Williams gets this going in the...
And as Taylor Johnson just blows up the handoff from Rockets ahead to Silla, and he will not get this one to go. Charles Aquad Davis on the follow, finally gets one, and he's a bit of contact from Chuck Duru as well, and it's Pinnock probing the lane. Finds Jazz Baines, good up fake. He'll get a nice paint touch as well. Pinnock one more time, finds Chuck down low. Just has a shot, should go at Johnson there, doesn't.
Yeah, I think Coach
and going the other way, Taylor Johnson dials his own number and makes another.
And the frustration for that is that Chuck's given the ball away twice and they've just come down. It should have been a 4-3 run and it's gone the other way.
And just like that, O'Showen Williams this time, he'll reply with a 3 of his own.
Yeah, and without saying too much, Mark, it's about time that he dialed his own number, and he's got to play tough because he's on.
Skip in this.
He's on 3
O'Showen
fouls.
Williams, and he is an absolute spark plug if he gets going. He skips to Pinnock. He wants this one back. He's feeling it.
And
Davis.
He's got Charles Davis on him. It's going to be. He'll like
Blows
the look
by
of
him
that
to
one.
the right, finds Baines. Baines doesn't handle it well in the corner, but just gets another touch. And it's down to 10. You want this to be screen and roll now. Baines needs to look at pulling the trigger. Gives it up on 4 on the shot clock. Needs to go up. Pinnock finds Baines. He'll get this one off and does not go. And
now they need to transition back. And Leo needs to be back. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, scrappy there, Matt. Could have been better offense from the Rockets.
Tolawese coming back in, I imagine, for Duru.
And that one is pinged at Bernard Hetro on the baseline, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and Chuck will be disappointed with that. Chuck's been really dependable the last few games. Has given really valuable minutes. Just not quite with it there.
Just saw Chuck going out a little bit frustrated with himself, I think, and we're back on this end. It's a 14-point ball game, 71 plays 57, and Leon Francis turns this one over.
And this is exactly what we're talking about, isn't it? You don't need to make something difficult. Just move the ball to the next spot. If it's not there, it's not there.
Johnson against Baines, and he'll try and turn the corner, helped by Francis, and it's a jump ball. And he slightly makes up for the earlier error. But as you say, Matt, there's guys on the floor. O'Showen Williams has made his last few. Let's get the ball back in his hands and get him shooting again. Yeah,
and right now as well, it's a chance. It's a real chance. It's a real chance for the Rockets big guys to help off Bernard and make him shoot on the perimeter. It's so frustrating. The quality of screening that has gone on in the game, and then you get to the third quarter, the minute to go, minute 40, and then we call offensive fouls. It's just difficult. It's hard for players unless that's cleared up right at the very beginning. When you look at it again, there's no difference in that one than there is for many others. So frustrating for everyone.
Absolutely. 1:43 to go.
Good defense. Baines nearly got a little extra one there.
Baines and Freckleton.
And this is that time mark with 98 seconds to go. If Rockets need a little run, just a little mini run, couple of force and miss shots. If they can get that going and get it within,
Champion.
Yeah, and
drops off to Hetro. Could have been an offensive foul.
Numbers aren't with us.
On the trail. Could be open for a 3. Thought about it against Silla. Goes to in and out. Lefty up and under. What a move by O'Showen Williams. And he is getting it going in this third quarter.
And we're back to 12 with a shot at it. And good job, Coach Keane all over this sub as well. And just stands Silla up. Goes into the big trees. Goes with his right hand from the left-hand side.
Enjoying this version of O'Showen Williams again.
And credit to the coaches. They're going to stay with O'Showen. He's on his third foul. If he gets one more in this minute, but you can't really take him out when he's shooting the ball so well.
He'll get it back. Possession here.
Yeah, he wants to look at this one, doesn't he? And they go and pick and roll. Tolawese dives. Francis stays in, looking for it. Williams.
Oh, look at that one.
Dials
Big
a number
3
again.
and makes another. O'Showen Williams is cooking in this third quarter.
And as we said, about time too, right? O'Showen dialing his number. Francis now, good job. Steals it. Oh, Williams frustrates. Doesn't want to get his fourth foul
Doesn't want to foul here. Could have had a possession there to take it.
Yeah, 9.
7. It's Freckleton. Gets O'Showen in the air. Waits and just buries a 3, and that is an absolute heartbreaker for the Rockets.
Yeah, and just need now, we could do with Dixon or Baines smacking a 3 on the buzzer to get momentum going in.
Williams again
9.
goes inside to Tolawese.
You'll like to look at that one. He's got, it's another steal.
And Williams nearly comes up with a pick. Freckleton from half court nearly buries one, and Matt, I'm like almost exhausted with how close we didn't get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's the beauty of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
O'Showen Williams has been almost silent for a period of time and just carried the offense right then in that third quarter, to get it to 10. And to have 2 shots at getting it within 7 or 8 as well. Mm-hmm. This is such it just shows you the value of staying in it. Down 19 and looking as though you were down 25, now coming back to a 12-point game with some momentum, and the frustration will be on little things like that Freckleton 3, where Sherwin Williams leaves his feet, gives up his defence rather than just staying down, make him shoot over the top of you like we've seen before. And we've just seen a team go from shooting 60% from the three to their numbers have significantly dropped. Now this is a really interesting quarter, because if the confidence level stays with Rockets and Sherwin Williams can pace the scoring, Thames Valley are going to have a trouble keeping a lead in this game. He's going to have to come straight back in. I think we'll see. Taylor Johnson will probably start this quarter, probably go back with the original group that started, I would have thought. But very, very interesting now. Very interesting.
Just looking at the leaders now, Taylor Johnson still paces everybody with 25, Tolowazy 17, O'Shawn Williams 16, 14 of which pretty much just came in this third quarter. It's not quite that drastic, but he's had a bundle. Leon Francis with 11 boards, Silla with 10.
Yeah.
Lewis Champion 6 assists.
Here we go. You've got Coach Isaacs. Are you trying to say Sam Tolowazy's scary? No, not at all. Not at all. He's a kitten. Henry Brown says, Ellie Moore says, lively commentary, but want to hear you both. Please don't talk at the same time. Ellie, I couldn't agree with you more. I've told Mark to stop talking and just let me talk. It's just easier that way.
Matt, the role as the expert, often takes the role of a lead commentator, expert.
And fool.
Sports psychologist. He does it all. So apologies. You can blame Matt.
Yeah. Henry Brown, Dixon, the GOAT. Okay. I think
if you want to know the kids' phrase, that's the greatest of all time, Matt.
Ah, right.
Not an actual GOAT.
Yeah. I'm going to say that's not very nice.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Interesting. Charles Aqua-Davis starts. Baines nearly gets a hand on it. Good to see. They're looking. Dixon, better help defence from Francis.
Johnson finds Silla.
Yeah, and who's going to get it? Yeah, of course, the tiniest guy in the league gets it. Why wouldn't he? And goes to the bucket, gets fouled. And that's the difficulty if you're going to play against a Sherwin Williams, and similar for Pinnock as well. They come at you so fast. It's really, really difficult to actually not foul. It's really difficult for the referees to not call that contact. And we've got 2 free throws to get this to 10.
Sherwin Williams embodies the Rocket in Reading Rockets.
Good, as he makes the first one.
Very, very quick end-to-end and strong finisher as well, as we get a good shot of the man himself on the foul line.
Yep.
With his chance to make it a 10-point ball game. And he does.
Good work. Good pick-up by Jazz Baines. Excellent pick-up. Causes Silla to just dribble the ball at the floor. Takes 4 seconds off the clock already. That pick-up at the floor is going to be really important. Yep. Down to 15 seconds already. Rockets look as though they got the scout much better. Francis comes up with it. Terrific internal defense by Leon Francis. Makes such a difference. 2 things make a difference there, Mark. Jazz Baines on the pickup, forces someone else to handle the ball, takes Thames Valley out of their natural rhythm, and suddenly Leon Francis is jumping in the lanes and breaking plays up. Brilliant to see.
Williams.
Good offense needed.
To Dixon through Tolowazy, backdoor to...
got it as well. Now they've doubled. Someone's open somewhere. O'Shawn just dribbling it. Tolowazy saves the day.
9 on the shot clock. There's a much more activity, and Champion takes one in the face, and he will go down.
Yeah. And those ones, they're really tough. Lewis is on the floor and really difficult. He's gone to trap, and Sam Tolowazy tries to lift his arms to get out of it. Totally unintentional.
This one, 10-point ball game, 8:53 in the fourth. Lewis Champion will walk this one off. And one of those that you catch on the bridge of the nose that makes your eyes water, and they're not very pleasant.
Yeah.
He's back in it, though. Referee's just having a quick confab. Did you say that earlier?
Confab.
Down here?
Yeah.
There's no intention in that one. Yeah,
and... if you just dialed into this game and you're looking at it as a 10-point game, you think, this is pretty close. It's not the sort of game it's worth starting the game and looking at it again, because this is not a game that looks as though it's just at 10 points. This is a game that Rockets could have been down 25-28, and equally they could have been down 5.
Bob Banks still looking cool as a cucumber on the sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. Always does. Back to the 3-guard lineup that Bob Banks is happy with, and then her hetero in at the 4, or still at 4 or 5. And we want to see Tolawase and Leon Francis helping early.
Freckleton
nice
refuses the screen.
well.
It's really nice from Blaine Freckleton.
Yeah, and he looked right back at Coach Keane. And I don't think Coach Keane will really enjoy that, if I'm honest.
O'Shean Williams, man of the moment. They're playing him much tougher in the 4th. Baines wide open this time. Front rims it. Francis should go back up. That should be a foul under there as well, but it wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Rockets team look as though they want it, Mark. This is a...
Yeah, scrappy.
Absolutely. Making it tougher with all the entry passes. There's lots of bodies. Referees are really good. This is a great game.
This is so good.
Offensive foul. Wow.
They are letting them play, as they say. The youngsters of the Rockets on the bench there are really getting into this. Where you see Taylor Johnson, he's not happy with the call. He wants to chat this one over as subs come in. Kai Williams is in for her hetero.
Absolutely. A little conversation as Coach Keane just gets Sam Tolawase ready. And probably will tell him to get more rebounds, as someone on the stream said.
So Sherwin Williams directing traffic, moving Leon blocks, and this Jazz Baines goes through Tolawase into Dixon, and it'll be the back screen for Tolawase.
And got nothing off that, but
Dixon finds a spot, and Francis likes the elbow.
Francis did a nice job of refusing that shot.
O'Shean Williams again. He
and
makes
bingo,
another!
bango, there it is. Rockets down to 7. Credit Leon Francis twice, Mark. Could have shot a bad shot. Gives it up. Rockets get a better one.
And here's the defense again, chased by Baines. Champion will turn onto his left hand. He doesn't miss many of those, but he misses this one. Rockets could take their time here. Baines is going to push, drops off to Dixon, who fumbles it. And it's out of bounds. It's almost like I want to shout, just stop, slow down, just slow down.
Timeout. First timeout goes to Thames Valley.
Here we go. And we've got this one at 8.
Yeah. And Josh Thorne said, great to see Jazz blowing up those handoffs.
Yeah.
And what he's saying by that is that we're not just allowing this Thames Valley offense to just hand the ball off one to the other. They're, right now we're looking into the timeouts and really interesting. But let's have a little look at this on the board, Mark. Let's just look at this handoff that we've got. This is just what we're talking about, what Coach Thorne's on about, where we've got Lewis Champion just dribbling in here and then getting this handoff between both of them. Traditionally, what's been happening is this has been ended up a really aggressive basket cut, and we've ended up with a lot of offense for Thames Valley, or they're playing around the three-point line. Right now, Jazz Baines is getting himself right in the middle of it and coming right over the top. So he's really causing problems for Thames Valley to continue their offense.
And as you say, with the referees officiating this one the way they are, there is I think a reasonable amount of contact for this level.
Yeah.
It is making those types of actions easier to blow up, as Thorny says. Again, just quick shout out to everybody on both platforms. We're 141 of us over here on the Basketball England one.
Yeah,
how many you got?
65 over here.
Ali
Sabai sums it up. Says O is a bucket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And O'Shean Williams picking up where he left off against Essex and pacing the Rockets tonight. It's a 7-point ball game with 7 to go. We've got ourselves a rain game. If you haven't told your friends about this one, send them a text, a tweet, a WhatsApp message and say, get yourselves onto either the Reading Rockets channel or the Basketball England channel, because this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy Kellum just says it's the next possession after the big shot that Rockets need to settle down on.
Absolutely agree. Or on the big miss by Thames Valley. Just hold on to the ball.
Absolutely.
Different set here from Bob Banks. They go to stagger away.
They've counted it. Rockets have counted it. Now they're into that pick and roll. And it's forcing and poor. Well, there you go.
Got to come up with it. They do. Baines finds Dixon. They could take their time here. Baines thinking about it.
Yeah, well done.
This is better. This is better from Rockets.
What you wanted,
this
Mark,
is better.
Absolutely.
And we'll see who ends up this one. O'Shean Williams, the man of the moment. Champion forcing him to use that screen. Gets Tolawase on the roll. Could get an easy layup here. Francis will just try and throw that one down, and the whistle has gone.
Yeah.
There's Tolawase. Extremely good off the pivot. Underrated off the pivot.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
I just honestly, I know guys that play like that. Well, and having played against Sam Tolawese, is that you'll just see him on that screen there, and again he just manages to get inside all the time, and the good footwork allows him to.
Yeah, We'll just add a little note on there for people that if you're going to write in the comments, guys, keep it about the game, please. There's children that are watching this and reading the comments at the same time. Shame we have to talk about that. If you want to have a bit of fun, do it somewhere else, not on these streams. Thank you. Tolawese just misses the second one. Kai Williams is in.
He's pressured. Guards are running away.
Game.
Jazz Baines has really picked it up defensively. Is picking up 94 feet at the minute.
Yeah, and the rest. I mean.
And here's the stagger away again for Johnson. He's absolutely hammered on the first. Dixon is, by Kai Williams, who's missed a couple from three.
Francis needs to just stay down on those.
Freckleton again, and he's fouled by Baines, and he's taken a shot to the face.
Yeah, and that's the third three that's been fouled.
Again, it's they have fouled a few. If you just get a shot of Baines rubbing the bridge of the nose, I told you that's the one you don't want to get. It makes your eyes water, you blink, and it feels horrible.
Yeah, and everyone thinks you're crying.
Yeah, I usually was.
True.
But Freckleton will go back to the line for three, I believe.
There's a difference, right? This is what we need to be good in the big possessions. We just got the game to 6. Need a good defensive possession, foul a three-point shooter, foul one of the best shooters in the league. Makes it difficult again. Important that you keep the momentum when you're playing well with it, and I think Rockets have done a really nice job to get it to that. Now it's a really important time. You want to be under 3 minutes, and you want to be within 5 or 6.
Just catching my man Ian Spearman and Jazz Baines chopping it up down here.
Yeah.
Change of ball here. And this is Freckleton, who will attempt to make 3 of 3.
Yeah,
he misses, and it's an 8-point ball game. Fired ahead to Baines. He's going to go for a quick layup. It's Freckleton out of position, and it will be Baines who will get the foul.
Yeah, and good transition offense.
Baseline with Rockets here.
Tolawese looking to set up with working with Oshoan. Yeah, straight to Tolawese. He's going to.
They leave Oshoan. He takes it
Looks
anyway.
Long.
Tipped out by Leon Francis.
Need to get better offense. Need to get some people with some advantage on that one.
Just gets stuck again, doesn't it? Sort of need to get a bit more out of the flow of the game. It's sort of gets stuck, and Rockets haven't looked good in those.
Yeah, and that's 2 possessions as well in a row to keep that really close. Need a stop on this one. Dixon chasing. Good job by the inside guys defending. Over to Champion. He cuts the corner. Good defense by Rockets.
Got to pull it.
Yeah, and that's frustrating because that's about the best defense that they've had in the quarter. Do everything right, and the ball just falls in the hands. You can't do anything about that one. 10 down, 5 minutes to go. Thames Valley in the penalty.
Freckleton comes up with the board and just keeps this a double-digit game. It's Francis through Dixon.
Yeah, Baines looking to run on that perimeter one.
O'Shean Williams guarded by Lewis Champion.
Timing a bit out. 2 shots. There you go, with 5 minutes to go. 2 shots for O'Shean Williams.
I tend to think when you get into team fouls like this, with a good bit of time on the clock, I can only think this is going to be a close one in the end. It tends to just be that natural equaliser that, even if you're not scoring, you get fouled, you get two shots, you make them.
Yeah.
And it keeps things close.
Yeah, and you can't leave points out there now. Not 5 minutes to go. Really important to get there, be composed.
O'Shean Williams on the line can get it back to single digits if he makes this one, which he does.
Yeah. So 9-point difference. Good pick up by Baines. Right, interesting now. Pinnock gets the match up for Taylor Johnson. And out goes Ben Dixon, who produced some good defensive stuff. Rockets can now be a bit more aggressive defensively. They're not in team fouls.
And that is, for Rockets, just great. Silla taking a shot off the dribble is what you need. Jazz Baines thinks about it again. Sensible pull out this one. Dropped off to Pinnock, goes underneath. Tolawase goes with the right hand, can't get it to finish. Kai Williams just stands tough. Williams comes up with it. Behind the back to Tolawase.
Whoa.
Now, I learned this the other day. Now, I'm pretty sure if you hold across above the elbow, right, that's unsportsmanlike.
Yep.
Is that the name for the call now?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
all right, good.
For the call.
Yeah, so I think if you're holding above the elbow, which that was close.
Yeah, and we'll have a look at it.
Coach Keane is arguing that one now. I know we're just on replay here. You should be able to see it. I can see Coach Keane arguing this one, and that for me, I saw one in the Essex game like that. Got called unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't think you saw in the Essex game. I don't think it was like that. I think that was where the guy was up. That's a Solent final there, Lynch Trophy final, right?
No, it was in Essex Rockets game on the weekend.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yep.
Apologies. I don't think there's any need for that to be called unsportsmanlike. I think he got enough of the ball. It's tough to see really without super slow-mos and VARs and all that. And we don't want players sitting on the bench with that kind of stuff. But referees have got jobs to do.
Had I not seen that 2 days ago, it wouldn't even have been in my repertoire to bring it up. I wouldn't have even known.
Timeout. Coach Keane.
So Matt.
Yeah, go on. We've got 2 shots to get this to 7.
Let's get your thoughts then, right? You're the expert in this.
That remains to be seen.
Well, you've done well tonight for me. 9-point ball game, 4:22 to go. Rockets in team fouls. Where's Coach Keane going with this? And then once you've given us your thoughts on Coach Keane, let's think what Bob Banks is saying as well. Start with Coach Keane.
Yeah, what I would have thought, if we'd seen it before, it might have seen some change of defence. But they don't need to right now. So I think he's just going to stay with what he's got. So I think he's just going to tidy up on the things, making sure that Francis and that Sam Tolawase are helping, particularly behind the screens, because they've done a really good job in that now, nullified the 4 and 5, the big guys for Thames Valley. So I think he's going to be pleased with that. I think what he'll need to do now, I think we'll look for shorter offences and more simple endings. So we'll end up getting into the offense, probably getting the ball to Shown a little bit earlier, because he's certainly had his and as Thames Valley in foul trouble, Mark, he's tough to stop without fouling now. And the type of game this is called, there's a lot of small contact now. Referees just tightening up the call, so could be a really interesting time.
Rockets for sure can't give up any of these like broken play threes. Need to be thinking one and dones and clear the board and start playing offense again. I think if they let this break down and it ends up in the hands of a Taylor Johnson or a Blaine Freckleton, this is the type of thing they love. And you're just getting the last few seconds of a Coach Keane timeout. He'll go back to the floor with Francis, Tolawase, Baines, Williams and Pinnock. Pinnock, a good defender, and has actually played well offensively this evening. Hasn't shot it overly much, but he's made a few that he's taken. Yeah,
he's just made a couple of threes. Great to have your number dialed by the coach when 4:22 to go, you're down 9. The coach brings you in. First one made.
Just to say as well, it's Taylor Johnson stuck on 25, and I think I said that in the third, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm not sure the word's stuck on 25.
Well, he's currently stuck on 25.
Yeah.
I'll probably jinx that too.
40. Good looking free throws by Sam T.
7-point ball game. 4:22 to go. Baines picks up Freckleton up the floor.
David Forsyth. Is Reese Padlock's on? Nice. Like it. And he is on. And Taylor Johnson wants it.
Goes step back, and there's the open 3 we don't want to give up. It's missed, but they need to come up with this.
Tolawase on the run.
He'll go inside. A lot of contact, and there's called
2 shots called.
Late.
And as cameraman Todd picks up Reese Pinnock, and a good shot of Tolawase there as he's...
If a man's got his shorts like that, you know he's ready to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's pulled the shorts up. That means I'm ready to play defence. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Just looking at Tolawese drive inside now. Contact and back to the line for the Rockets. For me, that's helpful. Stops the clock. It's a benefit either way.
Oh, hang on a minute. Technical foul on number 7, Freckleton.
I mean, this would be very interesting.
So O'Showen will come in and shoot the technical.
And it will stay with Reading
and
now.
And then it will be 2 shots for Tolawese. So O'Showen needs to knock that one in, which he does.
Will Sam shoot this first one again then? The tech was cool while he was shooting.
He's 2 shots. Game at 6, 2 shots to get it to 4. Who would have said this a few minutes ago? 4 minutes to go.
I believe I said something about team fouls being really helpful and keeping it close. I didn't know that a technical was coming.
No. And Rockets, be aware, Mark, Rockets have only got 1 team foul, so they can defend with some real heat.
Coach, you're on it today.
Thank you.
You are on it.
83 people. Sam T puts Rockets, gets his 23rd point.
It's Baines and Freckleton, and it's loud in here now. The Rockets bench getting into it. The academy guys really going for it.
Yeah. Oh, and they
turn
it over.
Big turnover. And the Rockets
everyone's
bench
up.
are pumped. As we get a great view of the guys on the bench. Fan favourite Ronnie Getaway.
And you're going to love that, aren't you? So, coach is saying to the youngsters and I think to the team manager, Samantha Johnson in the corner, calm down a bit, team manager. So, okay, Coach Keane marshalling his troops.
4-point ball game, 3:46 to go.
He's got it. And foul called, another 2 shots, Mark.
And this is I'm interested. As I say, if you're watching on the live stream and you haven't told your friends, I did tell you in the third that this was going to get good.
84 on the Rockets one, and Niall Gray really liking the on-screen effects on this stream. Whoever designed them, good job. I'd love to say it was me, but it isn't. Tolawese, and another one he knocks in. Is this the time where if you're Thames Valley, Mark, are you getting a little bit nervous? 19-point lead, down to 3.
I certainly think Bob Banks is going to have to think about managing this with timeouts at some point.
Yeah.
He's got 2. So was Coach Keane. As another free throw goes in, and we've got a 2-point ball game.
Looks like Steph Curry on the line. 2-point game. And Francis in the one-on-one. Good switch that
Great
time.
Switch.
Yep, there we go. Baines and O'Showen right in the same pocket together. Foul called.
And that's the one you said there, Matt. The team foul situation allows them to defend a bit harder, doesn't it?
And the clock goes back to 14. It's not a problem. And they've still got 2 more team fouls to give. And this will be an interesting time now to see when they've got 3 very good perimeter players and Kai Williams out there. Be interested to see who takes the responsibility. I think Freckleton is the one that looks most likely, but Kai Williams pumps it up. It's an air ball. Taylor Johnson falls, nearly throws it out of bounds. Rockets with a chance to tie on this or take.
Can take their time.
Find.
Francis inside, doesn't
finish.
finish.
The layup. 3 minutes to go. And that's the transition.
Offensive foul. Jazz Baines defensively has been much, much better this evening. Much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rebound always here for the important stats. Tolawese, 12 for 14 from the line.
Yeah,
on fire from the line.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-point game. And we said, didn't we, Mark, maybe 6 minutes ago, we said if Rockets can get this close in the last 3 minutes, it's going to be really interesting. And not only they got it close, they're playing much, much better. Thames Valley looking as though it's a different kind of, a bit of doubt on with their high potent offense. Baines
goes
cuts.
Euro step, finds Pinnock, drops off to
Francis is fouled. He's got 2 shots to tie the game.
And there is Leone preparing his free throws.
Yeah, an interesting. Jazz Baines has got that matchup on Taylor Johnson. Francis just misses the first one. I think Coach Keane has got to stay with him. He's doing a really nice job. He's going to make that layup and he's going to knock this free throw in, and this is going to be a one-point game. There you go. Missed the layup, missed the free throw. Johnson on the floor. Rockets, 3 guys on him. Jump ball call. Rockets ball. Tolawase grabs it off the floor, rips it into his chest. Pinnock helps him up.
I'll tell you what I am enjoying as well, by the way. The Rockets bench being so loud. It feels like a real game in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels like we've sort of got a bit of a crowd here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Leon Francis, after practicing 2 free throws.
Yep.
Oh, will he get another crack? Oh, no, it's jump ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, jump ball, end line ball. Keep an eye on Baines coming in.
O'Showen
Rockets
guards
can take the lead.
O'Showen goes up
He
and under
ties the
and makes
game.
it.
Coach Keane pumps his fist. And can they get defense in? Francis, good stand.
Siller on the board and puts that one back in, and this is where Rockets need to concentrate. I forget who it was on your side of the stream said it's defense after the big shot. That was the one, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Oh, they've left him and dunks it in. Tolawase with the dunk. So
Siller.
This is the kind of broken play that Thames Valley can do at a really, really high level. Half court is where Rockets need to get them, and they do. Baines against Champion, kicks it out. Aqua Davis misses the layup. Francis.
Late whistle.
Very late.
It's on O'Showen, so it was the foul on Aqua Davis on the shot.
O'Showen's 4th foul.
Interesting fouls. Freckleton is on 4, but he's currently sat. O'Showen on 4, but he will stay in with 1:41 to go.
Will. And Coach Keane just said to O'Showen then, he said, you should have been 2 meters off him and you should have forced Aqua Davis to make the 3. That's what he was saying to him, I think. So just keep an eye out on that. You might see O'Showen Williams be able to pick off a couple of passes or force Davis into, as he makes one and puts Thames Valley up by 1.
1:38 to go, and it's O'Showen Williams handling for the Rockets.
Yeah, here's the reversal. Right, this is the bit about being composed now. Getting straight into Tolawase. He likes the look of that. He likes the pivot. He likes the bank shot, and he puts Rockets up by 1. Rockets lead with 1:20 to go in the 4th quarter for their first lead of the game.
Taylor Johnson don't go under that one.
His own number. puts Rockets down 2.
And Taylor Johnson just continues to be as cold-blooded as you could possibly get.
Can the Rockets answer? Minute to go. Jazz Baines looking to prevent it. Taylor Johnson gets on top side of it. Baines. Lewis Champion just sneaks behind him into the last 55 seconds. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Can Rockets tie this or put themselves up 1? Tolawase. Poor pass by Baines. Great defense there by the veteran Kai Williams.
Yeah, just leaned on Tolawase, knowing that he was backing out anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Down to 7 seconds mark. Williams wants it. Baines wants it. He likes the look of it. Got the step back. Leans into it. Misses. Pinnock comes up with it. Great defense by Cavaliers. And Tolawase just grabs the guy's shirt. Unsportsmanlike foul. That's absolutely. I don't see what the issue is.
It's
Tolawase's second. Puts Siller on the line.
Rockets need to regroup here.
Yeah.
Going to be a little bit flat as we just see.
Yeah, but look at that. Siller didn't look comfortable on that one.
No, pressure's on as well.
Siller, one of the most potent players in the league as well. An absolute handful of a rebounder.
Misses a pair.
Yeah. 2-point game. Possession. to Thames Valley. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Rockets just need to defend it, don't need to foul. Switched out of bounds. Kai Williams on the perimeter, Taylor Johnson. Rockets get matched up. Taylor Johnson will want to look at this one. Good defense by Baines. Johnson with the step back. Who's going to come up with it? It is Silla. No, Rockets get it. Foul called. And
I'll put him on the line.
Yeah, I think that might work out better because it forces Silla. The clock stopped. It's going to be Rockets could be either 2, 3 or 4 down at the end of this.
Based on who's on the floor, it's probably the right person to foul, even though it wasn't really intentional.
No, absolutely. And sometimes, the ball's got to roll in your favour. So let's hope that Silla just makes one or less.
Plenty of time left in this one. 2 timeouts for each coach.
We'll have Coach King will go timeout after this. If it's a make, if it's a miss, Rockets are 3 down and they've got a shot to tie it or to stay remaining in the game. Big rebound if it comes out. It's coming out. It's not coming out.
Hakeem Silla swishes the last one.
off the ring.
Off the rim and the backboard. Oh, I tell you what, I'm excited. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
On this stream. It's 28 seconds to go. Thames Valley lead this one 88-84. It's been an absolute belter of a game here this evening.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you haven't joined us for the whole thing, you did miss out. But you have joined. If you have joined now, you've joined for one of the better bits.
You're thinking, this has been close all the way. Well, no.
It's been 19 at one point. 19 at half, was it?
Rockets were trailing 19 at the half.
Yeah.
And just not, I think it's 36-55 or something like that. They're just not looking as though they were going to make inroads into it. But weirdly, it didn't look as though it was that far away.
No,
We've
not
been saying
at all.
throughout the game that Thames Valley they're letting you in, but you have to defend. And we're up to 100 here on the stream, so thank you to everyone that's jumped in on the Rocket stream. And this is going live on two platforms with the Basketball England NBL Live site as well. So thank you to everyone that's joining us across both platforms as Taylor Johnson moves to 28 in his 35 minutes. And then closely followed up by Freckleton's 20 and Silla's 17. And it actually says... Yeah, and Silla has also got 12 rebounds. So, as we've seen before, Silla all over the place on the glass, and Ashoan Williams and Tolawase pacing the Rockets. 28 for Tolawase and 25 for Ashoan Williams, and Pinnock with 13. And I think one of those guys is going to have to score.
Yeah, what do you do here? You don't need a 3. You could probably get quick 2, something going at the rim here. There's possessions left in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 40 seconds shot clock. You need to score. The first thing you need to score, give yourself a chance at defending. But the first thing, you've got to close that gap. So whatever happens here, and remember, if it's a foul, you're going to get shots anyway. Baines will look at that one.
Baines gets inside, drops it off to Francis and lays it in.
Great job. That's
nice from
good.
the Rockets.
2-point game, chance to defend it. Good. 24 seconds shot clock. Shot clock's turned off. Pinnock. Kenny.
Good foul.
Yeah.
Difficult is on Johnson.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I think what Coach King would have wanted them to trap. So that's Ashoan Williams is out. I think he wants Bain. I think he wanted them to trap to get the ball out of Johnson's hands. Because Johnson doesn't really miss free throws.
I think you're literally just seeing that now. I can see Coach King drawing something up in the front court of the board.
Oh, that was Pinnock's 5th. My fault.
So Dixon back in, somewhat of a like-for-like replacement.
Yeah, and the tough one is if he makes both of these, Coach King's in the same spot as he was, but the clock's run down. And I think we know Taylor Johnson to put himself to 29, I think that is. Yeah, this for 30-point game, Mark.
I did say he's capable of 30, didn't I?
You did
Relatively
say that.
Automatic. Silla's in early. I wonder if they'll call that. And he's missed it.
Okay, 3-point game. Can Ashoan Williams get this Dixon.
Need a 3 here.
Yeah.
Need a 3. Dixon's going to fire it up to tie, and this just runs out of clock at the end, and it didn't end up in the hand you wanted it in.
No, and I think that's probably the epitaph of the game is at the end of the game. Dixon's just subbed himself back in, hasn't made a 3 in the game. To get that shot to tie it is, it's a tough one to get onto it. But I think when you see it again, Sherwin Williams is wide open. That's probably the guy that you want to put it on. And this is a really interesting feeling for the Rockets. It was really flat at the end, the frustration. When you get yourself from 19 down and you get yourself into the lead, you really want to try and push that one away, don't you? You really want to knock that game to bed. And then you've got really something to challenge, top 4 teams. There is so many mistakes in this game that are really easily removed as well. I would say this is possibly the best inside defense we've seen from the Rockets all season. Credit to Leo Francis. Thought Sam T was excellent defensively. I think he's given offense as well, but I think Coach Keane and the team down there have done a really good job on shoring up how they're defending pick and rolls. And from the first quarter, to a team that scored 30, to a team that really looked as though they were under the cosh in Thames Valley with such high levels of talent. And to be honest, without Tyler Johnson in there running stuff, I think that was a game that Rockets could have got over the line with. But credit to Thames Valley in another competitive Division 1 men's game.
I think you'll certainly see Coach Keane. He could probably clip up the first half of how many actions around that 1-4 high set that they went under or they missed an assignment, and it ends up being 19 versus the second half where, to quote Coach Josh Thorne, where they blew up handoffs and they got they disrupted more, and then it's a 3-point ball game at the end. He'll go back to the first half and go, if we string this together longer, it's a different game.
Let's pick up on that as well, because the perimeter guys, when they're defending, Mark, it's key for them to have confidence in the guys behind them. So for you to go over the top of that screen, you've got to know that your guy is protecting you behind. And I think they can start to believe that now. And I think now that's the first sign, I think, of a team defensively that look really, really together, and they're, as they're raising their hands to us really on the balcony, I guess.
It's pretty much just us here and the camera crew.
I think as coaches and players have a look through that game, that's not a game that Rockets needed to lose, which sounds really, really strange, because the Rockets team that we saw playing second half, if they defended that way and came out of the gate and done that, this would never have been 19, and that could have been a very different game. So, as you're watching a lot of the replays and some of the excellent play, I mean, if you've just joined or if you did join late, it really is worth looking back, especially if you're a young coach, young player, looking at the ways to respond in difficult situations and difficult times. So it's just an incredible game for us to be watching. It's like 2 different games we watched, first half and second half.
Yeah, I guess as we just close this one up, you do have the replays from our camera crew here, done an excellent job this evening.
As always.
As they always do. And just want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us. Appreciate some of the compliments on this side of things. Thank you for your engagement on the comments section. Just one of the better Rockets performances. Had the potential to be a bit of a blowout. Rockets been so up and down. So to get to a 3-point ball game, I think, is probably one of the better things we've seen from Rockets all year. So just leaves me to thank you, Matt. Thank you for
pleasure, Mark,
joining. Thanks for hosting me again.
Thanks for being here.
In your second home.
Tuesday night games as well.
As we just see your mum try and sneak past the camera.
Yeah, she doesn't know that the camera's not on there. Don't tell her.
We won't. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll catch you next time on a live stream. Remember, share it. Tell everybody that it was a good stream. We know it's one of the best in the UK, so make sure more start watching it.
Yeah, and obviously the shout out to our sponsors, Great Outdoor Gym Company. So doing some amazing stuff. Follow them on LinkedIn if you can get them on LinkedIn as well. It's doing some brilliant stuff out there. So thanks to everyone.
Thanks everyone. Catch you next time.
Bye.